Yeah. Wow. Helmet. That is so funny.
Join millions who trust Rumble's top live streaming personalities to break down the news that matters in real time. Catch the full video replay on demand with 0 cents.
Oh, you fucker. Oh, where is it? Right there. Right now. Doesn't matter what Musk does. Musk is not an elected official, and he doesn't work for the government now. He has no authority, he has no power, he has no vote in Congress. Just because he says so, they're just doing it to troll you fuckers. He's not an elected official, and he's not in Trump's cabinet. Doesn't matter what he says. He has freedom of speech. He can call Trump a cocksucker. Who cares? Give me a second.
Tired of being silenced? Feel like you're being held back from mainstream platforms? Rumble is your free speech.
Get the fuck off my fucking phone, you cocksuckers, and their commercials. I'm sick of the fucking commercials. They just interrupt shit.
Download the Rumble app from your Apple App Store or Google Play Store. Choose rumble.com today. Sponsored by Rumble. For more than 35 years, Fisher Houses have been there for military and veteran families, saving more than $610 million.
I'll be right back.
The foundation is on the road to building 100 Fisher Houses across
Ouch!
the country and
Fuck!
Learn more at fisherhouse.org. Alert Weather Center.
Right now, 82 degrees in Washington. I'm Heather Curtis, Sunday Talk, 105.9 WMAL.
Now on 105.9 FM and streaming worldwide on the WMAL app. Mark Levin. Deep from the bowels of a hidden bunker, somewhere under the brick and steel of a nondescript building, we've once again made contact with our leader, Mark.
Are you ready now? Are you ready? Oh, thank you. You're saluting me. That's how it should be. Every time I come here, you should salute me. You know, I outrank you, Billy.
In
I
what
was
order?
I was lieutenant in the Army.
You weren't no lieutenant.
Yes, I was a lieutenant in the Army in Vietnam.
Oh,
That's
if you
right.
were, then you outrank me. You were an officer.
Helicopter pilot.
You outrank all the enlisted.
Yeah. That's why I'm such a fucking massive force on here. What's going on, man?
Wow.
I just came from another panel. There was a tranny on the panel. Oh, dude. Those fucking trannies, they're so jaded. They get offended by every fucking question you ask them, you know?
Whose panel were you on?
There's some tarot card reading guy panel.
Tarot card? That's Zenny.
Yeah, I asked the tranny if he got the dick cut off. He said, "Go ask your father." Well, what the fuck? That's a normal question, right?
Hey, listen. Last night, after I dropped off, okay, JC, the fucking, there's Patrick Rowe. They're all fucking crying over you. JC, why don't you put last night's stream up so I can play you in your own words? Come on, JC. You do it to me. You fucking recorded me again, and you guys sat there last night after midnight, and for an hour and a half, right? There's that fucking Eric from over at Will Durant's chat. God, all right? Are you gonna forgive me for what I'm about to do?
What are you gonna do?
I just did it. JC sat there and cried about me last night. She used me for content.
Did you fuck with my microphone? Is that what you did?
No, I put you halfway earlier when you were up here last night. Let me check, see what's going on.
Leave it alone. Yeah, I'm in the car. That's why I need you to leave it how it is.
No, you too. Okay, it's just you and me. I'll leave you loud as a motherfucker.
Thank you.
Speak soft.
Okay.
So I was on JC's mind after midnight last night. Guitar J says that I was winded walking from the bike back up
Billy,
on the porch.
Billy, this explains everything that happened with Wiggin today. That you and JC with your lovers little tryst, fucking Wiggin got jealous and fucking had a little hour stream of how he hates everybody and he's leaving us and all this shit. This is why he's leaving YouTube, because of you and JC.
What the fuck?
Wiggin, you lost out to Billy Hayden, pal. How do you feel, buddy?
I'm not. Am I trying to get pussy? I told CB she could come here. I yelled at her today I'm sick of these fuckers. I'm telling you, they want to fucking fight with me. The gloves are off. I'm going to karate chop every single one of these motherfuckers. He was kung fu fighting. He was fast as lightning.
You know karate? Do some. Do a little bit.
No.
You don't have the space.
The push-ups are enough. Doing them push-ups are enough.
Karate would be great, man. You put a headband on, you start doing the fucking moves. Hey, you know it's my birthday tomorrow. You can't deny any request I make tomorrow. I won't be around, so maybe.
What do you got here? Burger and fries. What's the deal with that?
They're dating. Burger and fries are dating. They're gonna make a soda.
At this point, does it matter what Elon Musk says about Trump?
No. I think he just regrets that he went in there to try to help, and he feels like he's getting shit on.
They're trolling these people by doing that.
Yeah,
that's what they do out here. Do people out here play fight and make and then they want us, they're fighting and then jump in a conversation? That's
I don't blame him. Honestly, I don't blame him. He tried to help, and the rest of the fucking government wants to just shit on everybody. So
he's really trashing the government. It's not just Trump. Listen, the president does not pass spending bills. The president cannot bring a bill to the floor for a vote to make it law. It's a separate branch of government. Congress makes the laws and they appropriate to enforce them laws. The presidency, they get the money and they enforce the law that Congress passes. I mean, it's that fucking simple.
Yeah, but Bill, he can put pressure on them. He can put pressure on the
Right,
Congress
and
and the
that's what
Senate.
Elon Musk is doing. Elon Musk doesn't have a vote in the Congress. He can call Trump a cocksucker. It doesn't matter. He doesn't have a vote on any legislation whatsoever.
That's fine. Let Elon go and concentrate on building his robot so he can take over the world in 10 years. That's fine.
Fuck it, Gotti. Let's take over let's make everybody American. Let's do that.
I agree.
I
agree. I love it.
Fuck you, Whippy. You're going to
Let's
become
do it.
American too. First JC
And
and then the rest of Europe. Fuck
We're going to
you,
get
God.
rid of
I'm going to lead
welfare.
the crusade.
We're going to get rid of welfare. We should be listening what he's, because it's what's in the news, and
because they want to assassinate our president. And Whipperman finds it funny.
Oh, they're still going to try.
Don't find it funny. JC,
Oh, yeah. Billy, I heard CNN didn't cover one of Trump's rallies, except for that one where he's supposed to get killed. You tell me they didn't know something was up. They thought he was going to get smashed right in the head. Fuckers. Hey, Billy, my phone's about to die. I'll be back. I'll be right back.
All right.
They're lying. The Austrian intelligence, they're lying. The other European intelligence agencies, they're lying. And I guess our own CIA, our own Trump appointees are lying. Everybody's lying. But Tucker knows. Because Tucker obviously has inside information. He must be getting it from his friends. The Qataris, the Iranians, Putin. I don't know where he's getting it from. 350-foot steel cement bunker underground. That's a giveaway. The Iranians themselves have confessed pretty much to what they're doing because they refuse to give it up. But Tucker wants you to believe it's all a mirage. And so the whole country's future, the future of civilization, the future of your family depends on Tucker. Chatsburg. He goes on, anyone who claims otherwise is ignorant or dishonest. If the U.S. government knew Iran was weeks from possessing a nuclear weapon, we'd be at war already. Here's a guy lobbying against war on any circumstances. And by war, he means even limited tactical hits. Not a full-out war, but he thinks a full-out war is needed. Nobody's talking about that except him and his Luddite friends. Nobody's talking about a full-scale war like Iraq. Is somebody sending 250,000 troops? Nobody. They're saying, let us at them. We'll take care of it. No. Then he goes on. He says, Iran knows this, and he would know what Iran knows, I guess, which is why they aren't building one. So Iran's not building nukes. Okay, case closed. Tucker says Iran's not building nukes. Let's pull back. Forget about what our intelligence agency says, the Europeans, the UN, the IAEA. Forget about what the Iranians have already confessed to. Tucker knows. Tucker knows. And maybe a couple of his comedian buddies know. What an a-hole, seriously. Iran knows it's unwise to give up its weapons program entirely. Okay, wait a minute. He says they're not building a nuclear weapon, and Iran also knows it's unwise to give up its weapons program entirely. Mr. Producer, is that even coherent? Tucker, are you an idiot? You had a recent head injury? He goes on, Muammar Gaddafi tried that and wound up sodomized with a bayonet. As soon as Gaddafi disarmed, NATO killed him. First of all, it was years later. Secondly, NATO didn't kill him. His people killed him, you moron.
They hung him. Saddam Hussein.
You know what?
Uday and Gusay.
They learned the obvious lesson. Well, what is the obvious lesson? Don't give up your nuclear warheads. Don't give up your nuclear program. The moron's making my argument. But let's go on. So why is Mark Levin once again hyperventilating about weapons of mass destruction? To distract you from the real goal, which is regime change. Young Americans heading back to the Middle East to topple yet another government. Have I ever said regime change, Mr. Producer? See, he has to create these false arguments because he's a lunatic. I never said there should be regime change. I certainly never said we ought to be sending American troops like Iraq. What does this have to do with Iraq? Iraq was a full-out war. It was about imposing a democracy on Iraq. Nobody is saying a full-out war impose a democracy. They're saying, hey, these bastards are building nukes. We better take them out. Is this too confusing for Chatsworth to understand? Apparently it is. I thought he went to prep school, Mr. Badu. Didn't he go to prep school? What was he doing at prep school? We don't want to know. Virtually no one will say this out loud. Yeah, because you're an idiot. America's record of overthrowing foreign governments is so embarrassingly counterproductive that regime change, so now he's talking to himself. The regime change has become a synonym for disaster. I didn't call for regime change. Officially, no one supports it. So you don't call for it. So he says you must support it secretly in your own mind. Psycho. So instead of telling the truth about their motives, they manufacture hysteria. The truth about my motives is to prevent them from having a nuclear bomb. What are you talking about? A country like Iran could never have the bomb. They'll nuke Los Angeles. We have to act now. He puts in quotes with an exclamation. He's sarcastic about nuclear war. Here's a guy that keeps saying, in response to anything that goes on, we're going to start World War III. We're going to have a nuclear war. So when you actually identify a country that's trying to get a nuclear weapon, that says it hates us, that it wants to take us out, then he says, oh, you're being hysterical. This guy's got more personalities than Sybil. They don't really mean this, there again, and you can tell they don't by what they omit. Ooh, do tell. Are you a palm reader? At least two of Iran's neighbors, both Islamic nations, already have nuclear weapons. Now, I have tried to figure out the two Islamic neighbors of Iran. Now, he's talking about Pakistan. Pakistan has a nuclear weapon. I wish they didn't. We actually have a military alliance with Pakistan, ladies and gentlemen. And Pakistan and its people, at the head of their government, they're not screaming death to America every day. Chadbourne, you see the distinction? It's an ally, even though it's an uneasy ally. We have a military alliance with them, and they're not threatening the United States. Iran hates us, threatens to blow us off the face of the earth, and they want a nuclear weapon. See the distinction? It's not that they're Muslims. It's that you've got Islamist terrorists running one regime and not the other. I can draw a picture for you if you like.
Pollen.
He says, how come? Because it's not the weapons he hates. It's the ideology of the Iranian government, which is why he's lobbying to overthrow it. Number one, yes, I do hate the ideology of the Iranian government, which is Islamist Nazi, to slaughter people who are in the way, like the West. Do you not hear what they say? Is your head too far up? You know whose butt coming out his right nostril. You hear what they say? Yeah, I have a problem with their ideology, which talks about wiping America off the face of the earth. Oh, and the Jews. Is that okay, Tucker, if I mention that? I know. The Jews are trying to get us in a way. We got that.
No, he doesn't.
It goes without saying that there are very few Trump voters who'd support a regime change war in Iran. There's very few any voters who called for regime change in Iran. Try to stay
No, he
focused.
didn't.
It doesn't serve his purposes. He's a false prophet. Donald Trump has argued loudly against reckless lunacy like this. I'm supporting the Trump policy, moron. You are not. You are supporting the Iranian policy. That's
Shan Camp's free to come up here if she wants. I'll let her up.
Peace candidate. Making sure Iran does not get nuclear.
I don't know why she hasn't paid me a visit yet. I've been to her chats a couple of times, and I I never really
I'm for
bothered her.
peace.
I might
You're the
start
warmonger.
tonight, though.
That's what made him different from
She's friends with a lot of
Republicans.
freakazoids out here, I can tell you
He's
that.
not different from conventional Republicans on this issue. They support him. by
I will say
significant numbers
this,
to make sure Iran does
I'd
not get a
shoot
bomb.
Shannon Campbell
When it
over
was
that fucking
presidency,
Tiffany
that
Duckin
makes
any
why
day.
So many of Trump's enemies are advocating for it.
Yeah,
Now, there's the
on a
paranoia.
blind date.
Do I have to take a break now? Ladies and gentlemen, I've got a lot more. And after I break this down, oh my goodness, I can't wait to reveal some other things to you. We'll be right back.
Mud Lovin'. News Talk 105.9 WMAL. Making sense of the news. Life insurance. Why are you putting it off? Can't afford it? Too much hassle? Think you don't need it? There's lots of excuses for putting off life insurance. But if you weren't there, who would pay the mortgage and other bills? With Ethos, you could be covered in 10
It works.
minutes and boom, family protected. Ethos, fast and easy online term life insurance. Up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Some policies as low as $1 a day. Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at ethos.com/liberty. That's ethos.com/liberty.
If you've got unpaid taxes or unfiled returns, don't wait for the IRS to make the first move. It won't end well. Take my advice. Call Tax Network USA. Nobody
Tiffany turning me in
They have a preferred
just to be a snot. I'm teaching you how to follow the rules. I'm Tiffany Duckin. Yeah, I'm smarter than you are, Billy. I live in a trailer with fucking 2 dogs, a cat, and a fucking bird, and it stinks in here.
In District Heights, watch out for the accident on eastbound Walker Mill Road between Silver Hill Road and Jackson Road. Follow police direction there. And there is an accident to watch for. On Bridge Avenue.
I should be bald because my dad was bald. Got my grandfather Johnson's hair a little bit.
Bridge on Eastern Avenue and southbound is heavy from Burroughs Avenue towards East Capitol Street. Now for GarageRateAir.com, the WMAL Store Mark City forecast.
Tonight, patch and fog possible, mostly cloudy with a low around 67. Tomorrow, partly sunny with highs in the 80s.
Time is it? Oh, it's early.
It's the ultimate celebration of sports and culture and an opportunity to elevate your company. Get closer to where business meets the beautiful game with a premium hospitality package. Build partnerships.
About it, Tom Flash. Hey, what you got, like 12 monitors when you sit there and do your shit?
Book a package at FIFAWorldCup.com/hospitality.
When it's time to scale your business, it's time for Shopify. Get everything you need to grow the way you want, like all the way. Stack more sales with the best converting checkout on the planet.
Not many people posting in JC's.
Right in one spot.
It's the same old fucks. You know what I mean? It's just,
Take your business
JC's
to
dogs.
Switch to Shopify.
Doggo Mama being the biggest one. I used to like you, Billy. My mom liked you, Billy. You guys are so fucking, you Canadian fucks. You ain't the best Canada sending this. I don't want Canada to become a state. Fucking all them Democrats be joining up. Fuck that. We got rid of the fuckers out of Watertown finally. Hillary made a complete buffoon of herself. Wiggin didn't want me talking about politics, but then he talks about politics and he drags my name into it. You're chicken shit, Wiggin. You should come up here right now. I'll let you up. I won't let Guy up. Yeah, they come in my backstage all they want. Come up, take me one-on-one. Talk to me one-on-one if you want. You got a fucking problem, Wiggin? Here I am. Not you kick me out of your chat. You're gonna fucking invite me again? Are you gonna try to reinstate me? I'm done with that, Wiggin. Done playing your stupid ass game. I fucking told you not to do it. Not very friendly of you.
The best way to protect your child against diseases like this is to get all your kids' shots.
You know, I can be unfriendly too if that's what you want. I'll give it to you. I'll give you what you want. There won't be no reinstatement either. You say I go to Billy's and do it. No, you can't. Nobody can.
Pure Talk, my wireless company.
God, he does it because he can't help himself. He's old and he can't find anything else to do. It's anything else he fucking goes to do, it's going to be too hard for him. He certainly ain't going to go up in the woods and cut wood for maple syrup, or, you know, cut wood for the next year coming, or, you know, he's not feeding the pigs. Well, he might be feeding the pigs. YouTube pigs. That'd make a good name for you, JC. YouTube pig, because that's what you are. Think your shit don't stink, JC? Not showing your face is proof enough that you're chicken shit. And JC is definitely the kind of person she would have someone do a job she herself would never do. JC, you're the one that said it. Your friends and all of that fucking going to be mad at me for repeating what you said. You married a pedophile. Your dad gave you permission at 17. So in other words, you weren't emancipated. Well, I guess that emancipated you. Him letting you fucking get married. But to a 42-year-old. And there's only 2 years between Terry and I. I was only 19. You know, and we were together almost 3 years before that. Wow. High school sweetheart. That guy wasn't your high school sweetheart, JC. I actually took Terry to my prom. Other guys thought they were going to fucking dance with her. It fucking didn't work. There's this one guy named Lyle. He thought he was going to grab a hold of her and drag her out on a dance floor. I wouldn't let him. A Guitar J, why don't you film yourself riding that bike all that? If you say you fucking ride 15 miles, record it. You're so good at this shit. Oh, Billy's winded. Look at that. Looks like you guys just sit there and make shit up. And it's not even funny. You know? I'll laugh if it's funny. You don't make any JC, you don't make anybody laugh.
Would have been used. There's nothing to use.
I missed that part.
With me. This is important. As ugly as it is, I'm undressing Chadsburn. What the hell is his name? Chadsworth Osborne Jr., a.k.a. Tucker. I'll be right back.
Tucker.
Folks,
I don't know. I haven't listened. I didn't listen to the news last night, I don't think.
The Democrat narrative is cracking. People are waking up. The momentum is finally shifting, but the fight is far from over. That's why Blaze TV exists. Because in a world of noise and censorship, we need a stronghold for bold voices, free thinkers, and fearless truth tellers who cut through the chaos and can be heard. Blaze TV is home to some.
I want one of you Canadians to come up here and tell me whether or not Canada allows for birthright citizenship. Let's say I'm a girl. I'm pregnant. Go up to Canada. Yeah, my baby up there. Oh, wait. Most Canadians come down here because it's better health care. Well, anyways, I go up there and I give birth. Does that make my baby a birth? Does that give it Canadian citizenship?
Blaze TV, unfiltered, unafraid, and on demand. Join us today.
WMAL-FM, Woodbridge, Washington, the Cumulus Media Station. Making sense of the news.
I don't know. I think I have 3 people in my block list. Let me go look. Pretty sure one of them's Chinchilla.
I'm Heather Curtis. The battle of the billionaires continues, and now President Trump and Elon Musk are trying to hit each other where it hurts, their wallets. President Trump's threatening to terminate contracts and subsidies for Musk's companies, saying that would be the easiest way to save money in the budget. This hours after he said,
I'm very disappointed in Elon. I've helped Elon a lot.
Musk responding, saying SpaceX will immediately start decommissioning the rocket that brought the stranded astronauts home from the International Space Station. The commanders aren't sitting idly by while they're waiting for the D.C. Council to approve the RFK Stadium deal. They started looking for an architect to make it.
Trump's the president.
The Washington Business Journal. A team spokesperson says
not Elon Musk.
Options, so when the deal gets approved,
president doesn't.
To determine who gets the
they don't bring bills to the floor of the House. He's involved in it.
It's fun to talk. We're going to be talking to sometimes.
It's up to the House to pass it.
screen time.
good.
If they don't pass it, it won't be Trump's fault. He just enforces the laws that Congress makes. Dumb fuckers. You're not very smart, Whippermano. You're really not. You and 6 feet under and all you fuckers from over there, you're not as smart as you think you are.
What would you give for a child
You're pretty fucking stupid,
to make their way
ignorant, sincerely.
help them fight a critical illness? Just imagine what you do. See, wishes are so powerful. You can make them real. You can try even change the way they feel. Every single one of us can make this.
Canada's so great. Why is its population 10 times less than the population of the United States? That means people prosper.
Visit Make-A-Wish at wish.org.
That's a lot of people. 340 million. That's a lot of people.
We're throwing open the metaphorical closet doors of our lives. We're going to be cleaning out the closet. What no longer fits. Audit some of your relationships. What about auditing your emotions? Maybe it's your career you need to look at. Get your life together.
But you never know. These two might be doing that just to fool you motherfuckers.
Ruthless, a little refreshing, and a little real. God bless you, everyone.
Watching you take glee that they fucking disagree on something.
You're the stronger than you look type. I've had type 1 diabetes since I was 2. The braver than you think type.
I have to take insulin shots every single day.
The type that will stop at nothing.
No more blood sugar tests.
Absolutely nothing.
No more complications.
Until type 1 becomes type none.
Support JDRF's life-changing research.
So Wiggin was live today, huh?
Help turn type 1 into type
I wonder if he fucking privatized it.
at JDRF.org.
Let me check. I'll check.
Making sense of the headlines, making sense of your world. WMAL's Vince Colonnades.
Thank you for all
Well,
you do.
it is finished. I leave only the rotting carpets of tryhards in my wake.
Making sense of the news. Happy kids heal faster.
Oh, what a bunch of shut-ins. You guys are shut in so bad, it's fucking pathetic. I mean, look at Dutchie. Mako. Look at that fucking guy.
Hi, I'm Richard Clark, and you may have seen
Got the personality of a fucking cockroach.
Standable garden hose. Well, the brand new
Say he was live for an hour and 3 minutes.
and it's a total
97 views.
old-fashioned hoses get cakes and
I don't really want to give him a view. I really don't care what he says.
Swivels 360 degrees.
But you guys are welcome to God he did. So, you know, maybe I'll listen to it. Fuck you, Wiggin. I warned you. You don't support my stream. Why should I support your stream? Why should I support JC's stream? Begging me to come there and shit. Last night, she fucking, as soon as I went off air, there they went. And fucking shut up, Patrick Rowe. I sat here and watched it. JC, you're pathetic. You really are pathetic. If I'm that bad, why even think about me? It doesn't matter what you say to others. You know, I'm not going to change for you, JC. Fuck you. At least you change for me. Fuck you. Fuck you. See, I can yell as much as I want. I ain't going to get kicked out of here like fucking acid drip did. I don't live in fucking restricted housing.
Chatsworth Osborne Jr., a.k.a. Tucker Carlson. He's been called famously now online Tucker Qatarison. Because of that slobbering interview he did all over the inbred who runs Qatar.
I missed that.
Putin thought the interview was so pathetic, he humiliated Chatsworth afterwards, saying, I thought he was going to ask me some tough questions. No, he enjoyed the subway system in Moscow. That's how far gone this guy is. He's taking you for a ride, America. The vast majority of America knows that, but there's some of you who worship this demigod, and you ought not to. He's taking you for a ride. Goes on, and then there's the question of the war itself. Iran may not have nukes, so keep in mind, Iran doesn't have anything we have to worry about, so we ought not hit Iran. But it has fearsome arsenal of ballistic missiles, many of which are aimed at U.S. military installations in the Gulf, as well as our allies and a critical energy infrastructure. The first week of a war with Iran could easily kill thousands of Americans. No, it couldn't. Unfortunately, it could kill thousands of Israelis. because they have Tel Aviv and Jerusalem and major cities. But it's not going to kill thousands of Americans. It could collapse our economy. Yeah, that's right. We're relying on Iran for our economy. As surging oil prices trigger unimaginable inflation, it's unimaginable. Consider $30 a gallon gasoline. Yeah, think about it. It won't happen. We don't get our gasoline and oil from Iran. We're supposed to have policies in place where they can't even sell any of it.
We used to get it from Venezuela.
Against the United States of America and Israel, do you? Well, apparently, Chadsworth does. Hey, and it's now part of a global bloc called BRICS. Again, an economic alliance which represents the majority of the world's landmass, population, economy, and military power. Iran has extensive military ties with Russia. It sells the overwhelming majority of its oil exports to China. See? He gives with one hand, he takes with the other. So Iran is a threat. Is Iran a threat or not a threat, Chadsworth? Do you know if it's a threat or not a threat? What does your own intelligence tell you, since you don't really rely on anybody else's intelligence, particularly the United States intelligence or anybody else's?
I have baby squirrels out there.
And Iran isn't alone. An attack on Iran.
I put peanuts out too.
A world war, we'd lose. You know, that's interesting. In the 1960s, Bill Buckley wrote a piece. You remember Bill Buckley? I believe one of Chadsworth's kids is named after Buckley, or at least his brother is. One of them is. One of them is named Buckley. I assume it's Bill Buckley. Are we supposed to hate Bill Buckley now? So old school, you know. So was Aristotle, Cicero. You understand. Founders. So old school. Will Formosa liberate the United States from rumbles left and right? An essay collection published in 1963 by Bill Buckley.
I was 2.
Bill Buckley, not Buckley Carlson.
I turned 2 in December.
And so we come to liberal proposition 3, writes Buckley. All the roads that lead to the recovery of freedom or to the diminution of communist power, in this case Islamist power, are closed to us because to follow them would mean a risk of nuclear war. There is the teaching argument in all liberal rhetoric by which they paralyze all purposeful action everywhere in the world that aims at the improvement of the position of the free world. Here's the ultimate mischief of liberalism it's capable of performing. And in this, the respect to liberalism most clearly does the work of the communists, or in this case, the Islamists, the object of whose propaganda for years has been discernible, namely to terrorize the West into inactivity by threats of nuclear war, or in case of Chadsworth's point, nuclear war and World War III. Because you see, all these Arab countries that want Iran destroyed, they may say one thing publicly, but privately, they've said us something else. They want Iran destroyed because Iran tried to overthrow Kuwait. They want to overthrow Saudi Arabia. Egypt can't stand them. They've tried to overthrow Jordan because they know Iran wants to control the region. Chadsworth knows it too.
Chadsworth.
Which one of those Arab countries would join in with Iran to attack the United States and Israel? Can you name one, Mr. Debussy? I mean, in April, the Egyptians, the
boring,
Jordanians, they allowed the United States, they even allowed the Israelis to fire over their own airspace. The Egyptians were supportive too. Who helped Iran in April? Nobody. April of last year. But don't worry. Chadsworth, Tucker Carlson, has it all figured out like a good lib. What is he? To me, he sounds like Bernie Sanders. Am I missing something? He sounds like Bernie Sanders when it comes to national security. He just does. Look, it goes on. It's just so stupid. Just so stupid. Over at National Review, a friend of ours, Philip Klein, to be dismissed, of course, because he's Jewish, says Carlson offers 2 contrasting portraits of Iran. On one hand, he describes Iran as a nation that poses no threat and argues that there's no reason to fear gaining nuclear weapons. On the other, he warns of its fearsome, arsenal of ballistic missiles. Would kill thousands of American troops in a week, and then ultimately we'd lose a war against the country. Carlson is everything backwards. Right now, Iran is vulnerable. It fired hundreds of ballistic missiles and drones at Israel on 2 separate occasions, but thanks to Israeli, got that, Tucker? Israeli, Jews, and U.S. missile defense systems and to help the regional partners, there was barely any damage. Last October, Israel launched retaliatory strikes against Iran, crippling its missile production, damaged much of its anti-aircraft capability without losing a single aircraft. And what happened to the price of fuel? It went down. So there's now a window to destroy Iran's nuclear program, or at least a set a severe setback. But Chatsworth says no.
Chatsworth.
This isn't the first time Carlson has issued paranoid warnings about Iranian retaliation. After President Trump successfully ordered the killing of Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps commander Qasem Soleimani. I remember this. Carlson claimed the attack had put the U.S. on the brink of war, quote unquote. At the time, he also invoked the Iraq example, stating, stating of those who favored Trump's action, these are the same people who lied about Iraq's weapons of mass destruction way back in 2002. And doing that got us into an utterly...
I don't watch Tucker
Carlson.
Carlson.
Weakened our country. The people pushing conflict with Iran are the same people who did it then.
Blue Jays.
Actually, Chatsborn, you were one of them. Again, nobody other than Carlson and his allies are arguing the U.S. is going to use the Iraq war model for military action against Iran. As things currently stand, Iran is marching toward a nuclear weapon, and the supreme leader has rejected President Trump's demand that it abandon uranium enrichment. Carlson's position, in effect, is that Trump should cave to the demands of Iran on enrichment. He likes to portray himself as an opponent of the elites, but the idea of negotiating with Iran rather than striking its nuclear program militarily is as close as you can get to a Washington elite establishment consensus. In fact, his idea that the only alternative is to signing a bad deal with Iran is World War III is a false choice right out of the playbook of Barack Obama and John Kerry. So which is it? Is Chatsworth, Tucker Carlson, Bernie Sanders, or Barack Obama, or John Kerry? You pick. And you suckers that follow this guy, trust me, you're going to regret it one day. He's such a moron. How much time do I have, Rich? All right, let's get to it. It wasn't that long ago when Chatsworth was writing for the Weekly Standard. The Weekly Standard marketed itself as a neoconservative magazine. I never worked for a neoconservative magazine. I was never a neoconservative, using their nomenclature. But Chatsworth was. He was at the end of his 5 years there, 5 years, working under Bill Kristol. He was a senior editor at the neoconservative Weekly Standard. And Kristol's father was called the godfather of the neoconservative movement, a very good man, by the way, unlike his son, Irving Kristol, founding father. And so there you have Irving, Bill, and Chatsworth Tucker. He chose to work in a magazine that promoted a neoconservative perspective. But not only that, Chatsworth, he went on C-SPAN at the time, talking about Pat Buchanan, trashing him basically as an anti-Semite. And what's interesting about what Chatsworth has to say is, Chatsworth's talking about himself. You take a listen. Go.
I mean, this is part of the sad thing with Pat Buchanan, as far as I'm concerned, and just to restate, I mean, that does raise issues that I think are important. I mean, I think that, the sovereignty of the American military, et cetera, I mean, these are not just crank issues. But unfortunately, Pat Buchanan raises them in a way that I think is discredited. And when attacked, he can always fall back on the line, well, the tiny cabal that controls American politics doesn't like me because I speak truth to power. This is actually, incidentally, almost verbatim what he said the other day, that I offend the hypocrisy, that I'm a wanted man by the inside the Beltway people, and in every sense cast himself as a victim who is sort of a Karen Silkwood of politics, someone who's so truthful that he's being hunted down by the conspiracy that runs Washington. I mean, it's all a bit much. Maybe Pat Buchanan just says things that are kind of kooky, and that's why he's being criticized. It's perfectly valid to question America's relationship with Israel. Israel has a lobby. It's perfectly fair, as far as I'm concerned, to beat up on Israel's lobby. But I don't think that's the reason that Buchanan is being labeled an anti-Semite. It's this kind of, as I've said, this relentless bringing up topics related to Judaism. I mean, famously, Pat, always beats up on Goldman Sachs, but never Morgan Stanley. I mean, it's really hard to. There is no point at which Pat Buchanan has held a press conference and said, I really don't like the Jews. I think they're a sinister force in America. But I think, and it took me years to come to this, this position. I mean, I'm not throwing the term anti-Semite around, but you reach a point when you say, well, gee, here's a guy who has gone out of his way to defend Tymyanyuk and other accused Nazi war criminals, who's constantly attacked Israel, who's attacked American Jews for supporting Israel unduly, who's implied that American Jews push America into wars in which non-Jews die. There really is, and again, I'm not hysterical on this subject, but I do believe that there's a pattern with Pat Buchanan of needling the Jews. Is that anti-Semitic? Yeah. I mean, after all, you conclude it is in some sense anti-Semitic. I mean, Pat Buchanan obviously has a lot of personal and affectionate relationships with people who are Jewish. So on a personal level, perhaps he's not, but on a different, maybe thematic level, I think he probably is. I think that people should be allowed to have differing views on immigration. I think people should be allowed to point out the fact that there is an Israeli lobby, and yes, it's powerful, and debate the merits of that, I guess. I don't think there's, strictly speaking, anything wrong with that. But again, I think Pat Buchanan is part of the reason it's so hard to have that conversation, because he discredits it by his presence, because he gives people who watch him carefully the sense that he has another agenda that has to do with personal dislike, and that he believes in conspiracies, and that he believes that the Jews are this sinister, secretly organized force trying to affect American politics. And those aren't discussions I think normal people, sober people should be having, because I think they're ludicrous.
By the way, he sounds like a preppy boy, doesn't he? He didn't go to my high school, I can tell you that. But that said, doesn't it sound like he's pointing at himself about now? He does to me. That's just my opinion. What the hell happened to you, you jerk? What the hell happened to you? Did you bang your head or something? Because something is screwed up big time. I'll be right back.
Mud Le Pen. News Talk 105.9 WMAL, making sense of the news. These days, when it comes to news, the World Wide Web is more like the Wild Wild West.
It makes you want to throw something, doesn't it?
So where can you go to make sense of your world online? Depend on WMAL.com. Get the day's top stories, stream your favorite WMAL shows, access our podcast archives, and more. Awesome.
Nice bike just rode by.
Educational for a local news source you can trust. Visit WMAL.com, making sense of your world online.
Traffic still slow on 395 northbound from 110 at the 14th Street Bridge, and delays continue on the freeway between the 14th Street Bridge and the 3rd Street Tunnel. Westbound side is heavy from 8th Street to the 3rd Street Tunnel, and delays continue on the
working right on
14th Street Bridge.
See what it does.
Still a slow go right now, traveling on the Beltway Inner Loop, headed from 66 to River Road and from Old Georgetown Road to University Boulevard. More delays through College Park and Landover. Outer Loop is heavy through Tyson's, and again from the Springfield Interchange to the Wilson Bridge. In Prince George's County, there is still accident activity westbound on Walker Mill Road after Addison Road. Follow police direction there. And in Camp Springs, there is an accident on Allentown Road at Temple Hills Road. Now from GarageRepair.com, the WMAL Stormwatch 7 forecast.
Tonight, patchy fog possible, mostly cloudy with a low around 67. Tomorrow, partly sunny with highs in the 80s.
Former U.S. Navy SEAL Sean Ryan captures real stories about sacrifice and strength.
We go into this hoax searching for Christ knows what.
Regardless if anybody else does it, will you do it?
There's a lot of things that are hurtful and disturbing. You can't get anybody to talk about it.
Uncovering truth with the heroes who live to tell it.
There's a saying, there's no atheists in the Foxville.
That was the hardest part for you coming home.
Was.
How'd you get through it?
I worked hard.
The Sean Ryan Show.
You ready?
Let's do it.
All right, let's go.
Follow and listen on your favorite platform. Making sense of your money.
The state of the economy, the ability to afford your life. That's what people want.
WMAL's Vince Colonnades, weekdays at noon.
The kind of thing I pay attention to, I'm looking at.
News Talk 105.9 WMAL, making sense of the news.
The world needs ways to reduce carbon emissions.
We're working on solutions in our own operations.
Like carbon capture. And clean energy from hydrogen.
So, who are we?
Believe it or not, ExxonMobil. And our solutions can help businesses in manufacturing,
commercial transportation,
And power generation too.
heavy industry with low emissions. Let's deliver.
Learn more at ExxonMobil.com.
Here's a brief message from industry. This ad is brought to you by GSK. We invite you to visit hcp-myelofibrosis-treatment.com to explore data and resources. That's hcp-myelofibrosis-treatment.com. Thanks for listening to the message from industry.
Hi, I'm Vince Callahan, host of The Vince Show and Vince Podcast. It's a show with an obsessive focus on what's good for America. I'll give you the truth beneath the headlines of all of the nation's top stories. The Vince Show is redefining news talk with in-depth interviews, live caller interactions, and a front row seat to the most important conversations of the day, every day. The Vince Show and Vince Podcast.
WMAL's Vince Colonnades, weekdays at noon. News Talk 105.9. WMAL, making sense of the news.
Dads are great at giving you the bad credit talk, but you know who isn't? Bob Johnson Ford of Pulaski. Bob Johnson Ford of Pulaski is the bad credit headquarters with options galore to snatch a new or used car. Get started at BobJohnsonFord.com.
The United States Soccer Federation presents the U.S. Soccer Podcast.
Inside the opening 45 seconds. What a goal! With that cannon of allowed points, all even at one.
Never miss a game.
What a start for the United States.
Shot for distance. What a goal!
Never miss a moment.
Exquisite from the San Diego. Can he finish? Yes, he can!
The U.S. Soccer Podcast. Follow and listen on your favorite platform.
At Average Amy's Coffee Corner, our coffee has caffeine, our muffins are cooked, and our services, well, we're here. Come on by for an average cup of joe.
Average doesn't build great businesses. Cumulus Digital does, outperforming industry benchmarks by more than 25%. We deliver smarter digital marketing to over 4,000 local businesses every month and drive real, measurable growth. You're not average. Your marketing results shouldn't be either. Visit cumulusdigital.com to start outperforming today.
Dick Carlson was Tucker's father. Now, I met him a couple times. We both worked in the Reagan administration together. And let me say this. I really liked him. He was a class act. He was a Reaganite. He was a conservative. He was virulently anti-communist and pro-Israel. Strongly pro-Israel. Anti-Islamist terrorists. Now, Dick Carlson was at one point the vice chairman of the Foundation for Defense of Democracies, which Chadsworth's thugs and others call a neocon operation, not to be believed when it comes to Iran, of course. It's a fantastic organization that does exactly what its title says. And Dick Carlson played a major role in that organization for a significant period of time. He was vice chairman, as I said. And in the Reagan administration, I'm doing this by memory, I believe he was the head of Voice of America, which was crucially important during the battles in the Cold War with the Soviet Union. A great patriot and a brilliant guy, by the way. And I'm going to play you just 2 minutes of what he said when he was interviewed on C-SPAN to underscore what a patriot this man was. And he passed recently, unfortunately. Cut 23, go.
Majority of Islamists who are perfectly good citizens and who don't follow radical Islam, which we consider an enemy. Radical Islam is clearly an enemy of the United States and of the West.
As you know, there have been articles written that accuse you all, I don't know if it's accusation, but it says it's a pro-Zionist group, not really interested in terrorism, but more interested in Zionism.
Well, I'd say consider the source. They come from the people who use the word Zionist a lot.
The American Conservative is one of them, back to Kenneth's publication.
Well, okay. All right. I didn't know. Oh, I remember that article, actually. Actually, it was not uncomplimentary in some ways.
No, and I didn't mean it as an accusation, but they said that was the foundation and the reason that a lot of Jewish philanthropists funded this thing in the first place.
That's not necessarily true, but we run a program for college students and we do it at the University of Tel Aviv and Tel Aviv University. But we chose Israel because Israel is a country under siege, and it's a democracy in a part of the world where there are no democracies, and it's under constant irregular terrorist attack and threat. So it seemed like a logical place. If you're going to study certain diseases, you might go to Africa. And in the case of terrorism, going to Israel is a good place to go. That may be what's stuck in their craw. I don't know.
I don't even know it's craw, but one of the things you find interesting is that these organizations often have a lot of the same people on it. But the reason I ask you that is,
for sure,
where does this strong motivation come from for these organizations? And I know you've seen people give money Why do they give money to make these things happen? What do they want out of it?
Well, I think in the case of the people on our board, they ask for nothing. And, we have our board of advisors, and we do have Democrats. It's not all on the right. We have Donna Brazil is one of them. Chuck Schumer's another one. Donna Brazil, whose foreign policy views are pretty damn sensible.
Joseph Lieberman.
In my view. Yeah, Joe Lieberman. I mean, they're
Louis Freeh, Newt Gingrich.
Yeah.
Some neocons there.
Or
Neocons for sure.
Yep.
Bill Kristol. Yep.
Former governor of.
And there are differences between those people. How they stand on abortion, how they stand on other issues, I don't know. I can guess it. Some of it, there's no unanimity of opinion. But I think all of them are public-spirited people. I know most of those people who mentioned Louis Freeh, I know really well. They are enormously interested in what happens to America, and they're big defenders of democracy. And I think that's the reason they do it. They get nothing out of it. All they do is get put upon in one form or another. Lots of people like that. They are genuinely, honestly motivated.
He's a really good man. Unfortunately, passed not too long ago. He was a Reaganite. He was a Cold Warrior. He was a hawk. And that organization, Foundation for the Defense of Democracies, comes under unrelenting attack. Unrelenting attack is being effectively controlled by the Jews. What's happening now is a little troublesome. First of all, again, I want to remind the person who I believe leaked the fact that I had a meeting with Trump. There's nothing super secret about it, but I try to keep the president wants something between us to be held a certain way. That's fine. But I will be calling you at some point. But what's happening now is there's sort of this subterranean movement going on with the isolationists, the fifth column, these same people, to take out conservatives, replace them with people who support Charles Koch. I call them Charles Koch.
Making sense of your world.
I agree with you 100%.
News Talk 105.9 WMAL.
There's a lot of us out there.
Making sense of the news. Making sense of your world.
This is no conspiracy theory. This is a fact. Here it is.
Mark Levin, weekdays 6 to 9 p.m.
Listen to this, would you?
News Talk 105.9 WMAL. Making sense of the news.
This is the sound no parent wants to hear. It's the sound of a child with whooping cough, one of the many dangerous childhood diseases that can be prevented by immunizations. Whooping cough can cause serious complications, including pneumonia, seizures, brain swelling, and even death. Babies are most at risk. The best way to protect your child against diseases like this is to get all your kids' shots on time and take them for regular checkups. Talk to your child's healthcare provider. A message from the New York State Department of Health.
How's it going? I'm having a stroke. Are you going to shake my hand? I'm having a stroke. Wow, you're not even moving your arm. I'm having a stroke.
When someone is having a stroke, they may not be able to say it with words, but their body language will tell you loud and clear. Look for FAST, F, face drooping, A, arm weakness, S, speech difficulty, T, time to call 911 immediately. Know the sudden signs. Spot a stroke fast. Visit strokeassociation.org. Brought to you by the American Stroke Association and the Ad Council.
Former U.S. Navy SEAL Sean Ryan captures real stories about sacrifice and strength.
We go into this hooch searching for Christ knows what.
Regardless if anybody else does it, will you do it?
There's a lot of things that are hurtful and disturbing. Can't get anybody to talk about it.
Uncovering truth with the heroes who live to tell it.
There's a saying, there's no atheist in a foxhole.
That was the hardest part for you coming home.
What?
How'd you get through it?
I worked hard.
The Sean Ryan Show.
You ready?
Let's do it.
All right, let's go.
Follow and listen on your favorite platform.
WMAL-FM, Woodbridge, Washington, a Cumulus media station.
Making sense of the news.
News Talk 105.9. News now.
WMAL News at 7. I'm Heather Curtis. Breaking this hour, Harvard files a challenge over a directive the president signed yesterday banning incoming foreign students at the school. The university calls it illegal retaliation and an end run around last month's court order by a federal judge blocking DHS from revoking Harvard's ability to host foreign students. The president cited a federal law that enables him to deny entry to a class of aliens deemed detrimental to the nation's interests. The university says targeting only those who are coming to the U.S. to study at Harvard doesn't qualify as a class of aliens. The university writes the president's actions aren't in the interests of the U.S., but instead to pursue a government vendetta against Harvard. President Trump saying earlier today,
No, we want to have foreign students come. We're very honored by it, but we want to see the list. Harvard didn't want to give us the list. They're going to be giving us the list now. I think they're starting to behave, actually, if you want to know the truth.
Despite Montgomery County officers not asking for immigration status, concerns over ICE interactions are impacting food pantries.
We're not going to turn our police into immigration agents. That is not their job.
Executive Mark Elridge talking up the trust between his county and the immigrant community. That same trust front and center at organizations like the nonprofit Up County Hub, directed by Marco Rivera Oven, where visits are down 75%.
We have received an increase in calls just asking about the climate.
Serving all, including displaced federal workers and immigrant families, fewer people are showing up at the Hub for fear of deportation. So the Hub is meeting the people where they are.
What we do, what we thrive to do, is we go into those communities and build that trust factor.
Scotland on WMAL and WMAL.com.
Meanwhile, things are getting uglier between President Trump and Elon Musk as the argument over the One Big Beautiful Bill continues. President Trump's threatening to terminate contracts and subsidies for Musk's companies, saying that would be the easiest way to save money in the budget. Musk responds saying SpaceX will immediately start decommissioning its Dragon spacecraft, which brings food to the International Space Station. Congressman Eleanor Holmes Norton blasting Elon Musk's proposal to replace thousands of Social Security Administration call takers with AI during a House committee hearing today on the technology.
That does not work, because I know that when my constituents have a problem with Social Security, they would rather talk to a person
than a computer program. Musk has said the move would cut costs. DC Mayor Muriel Bowser continues to push back against critics of the city's upfront cost of the new Commanders Stadium.
Nats Park has overperformed. We will pay off the bonds that were used to construct that stadium early.
Bowser also calling the Wharf and Audi Field financial successes for DC, with a thinly veiled message for the DC Council that's considering the mayor's plan for the city to kick in $1.1 billion for the new RFK Stadium deal.
There's a lot made of the upfront investments, and 10, 15, 20 years down the road, we can see how they really pay off.
Barbara Britt, WMAL and WMAL.com.
A parent horsing around in the back of a car has cost a woman her life in Prince William County.
The 20-year-old woman was sitting on the back of a 1992 Mazda Miata that was traveling down a private driveway on Kettle Run Road in Noakesville Saturday night. Police say at some point the driver, a 20-year-old man, allegedly hit the gas, causing the woman to fall off the back of the sports car and hit her head on the ground. She was rushed to the hospital with serious injuries, and detectives were told yesterday that she has since died. No one's been charged in the incident as the investigation continues. John Matthews on WMAL and WMAL.com.
Traffic and weather next.
When you buy a new house, you might say,
"Shut the front door."
Winning!
No, seriously, shut the front door. We own this house now.
But you actually need to say,
like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
That's right. The local State Farm agent is there to help you choose the coverage you need.
Welcome to my crib. No one says that anymore, but I don't care.
So just remember, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
State Farm, Bloomington, Illinois. Sponsored by Rumble. From spicy podcasts to wild live streams, there's always something new on Rumble. Watch, comment, and connect with a real community that's actually awake. Comment in the live chat and talk directly to your favorite streamers. Rumble provides you with your daily dose of uncensored fun, facts, and fire. Download the Rumble app from your Apple Play or Google Play store today. Choose an open internet and free expression. Choose rumble.com today.
Good humor here. If you're somewhere sounding a lot like this. Remember to make a little time for this. The sweet, simple joy of your favorite good humor bar, such as strawberry shortcake. With irresistible crumb coatings, creamy layers, and fun fillings, it's the ultimate summer moment.
Good Humor, the original ice cream truck brand, available at a grocery store near you.
Here's Michelle Murray rain in the Hadid Carpet Cleaning Traffic Center.
Still a slow go on the inner loop between 66 and River Road, and delays continue through Bethesda in towards Silver Spring and College Park, where there's some delays between 95 and Kenilworth Avenue. The outer loop still heavy from the Springfield interchange to the Wilson Bridge, and some delays through the Tysons area as well. In Capitol Heights, there is still crash activity to watch out for westbound on Walker Mill Road after Addison Road. Follow police direction there. And in Northwest, there is an accident on Massachusetts Avenue at 2nd Street. And getting reports now of an accident and vehicle fire in the 3rd Street Tunnel. Northbound, so watch for delays there. Now from GarageDoorRepair.com, the WMAL Stormwatch 7 forecast.
Could see some patchy fog overnight, partly sunny. Tomorrow, highs around 82 to 87. Showers arrive Friday night, continue into Saturday morning, even a few thunderstorms during the afternoon. I'm 7 News meteorologist Steve Rudin at the First Alert Weather Center.
Right now, 80 degrees in Washington. I'm Heather Curtis on WMAL.
He's here. Now, broadcasting from the underground command post, deep in the bowels of a hidden bunker, somewhere under the brick and steel of a nondescript building, we've once again made contact with our leader, Mark Levin.
Hello, America. Mark Levin here. Our number, 877-381-3811. We will be posting the audio of the first hour, so you can share it with friends, foes, and whomever you wish. This is just the first round, I'm sure. There will be many more. Unfortunately, I kind of live for this, don't I, Mr. Producer? It's a weird thing. It just is. I don't like bullies. I don't like thugs. And then you'll see the entrails of the media. They call themselves media aggregators like Mediaite and Drudge. And then when Mediaite publishes something, then the Huffington Compost jumps in, and then the Daily Bestiality jumps in, and all the usual buffoons. So it gets out there, but they always change words. We're watching that now. If they put vicious words in my mouth, I'm taking them on. I don't mind the hurly-burly. I don't mean the rough and ready. I don't mind any of that stuff, but get it right. Get it right, or I'll hold you to account, and I'm not kidding. Rather than put words in my mouth, if you insist on running what I say, then use the words that come out of my mouth. See, it's not hard. That's how journalism is supposed to work. It's not even journalism, these aggregators, but anyway, that's how the entrails are supposed to work. You know, ladies and gentlemen, it's summertime. Now, what does that mean? Your expenses actually go up, right? You've got electric bills, gasoline, groceries, home repairs, but more than that, you have camp. You'd like to take a little vacation, take a break. Prices are all going up. You decide to fly somewhere because it's summertime and people are off again. Those prices tend to go up. Except if you fly through Newark. I think the prices are cut like by 50%. Now, if you're a homeowner, you probably thought, should I call American Financing to refinance and pay off this credit card debt? Many of you have big debt on your credit cards with these ridiculous interest rates of 20, 25, 30%. Then you second guess yourself because you say, wait a minute, I have a pretty low mortgage here. I don't want to lose that. I have a low rate. Folks, if you're paying 25, 30%, 20% on credit card debt, and you have a low rate on your home mortgage, you're still paying a fortune in interest. That's the point. You're not saving if you're drowning in credit card interest at, say, 25% or more. That's the math. That's the math. That's the way it works. And it costs you thousands and thousands of dollars. So I'll give you an example. Let's say, wait a minute, I got a 4% rate. That is fantastic. I've got one of those too. But let's say you're paying 25% on $10,000 of credit card debt or something of that sort. You say, but I don't want to refinance. But let's say you can refinance at 5.5% and get rid of the 25%. You look at the net. The point is you're going to make more money, that is, keep more money by refinancing. That's the truth. And that's why people are calling American Financing, because they're saving their customers on average $800 a month, $10,000 a year. So their customers are breaking free finally from this credit card debt spiral. Can you imagine what you can do with that money? Keep something else in mind. Up to $10,000 in interest is tax deductible on your refi. That is on your mortgage. It is not on your credit card interest. You owe it to yourself and your family. Get the stress off your back. See what's possible. No upfront fees, no pressure. Costs you nothing to just find out how much you can save every month by contacting our fantastic friends at American Finance. And by the way, you might be able to delay 2 mortgage payments. Here's the number, 888-900-1828. 888-900-1828. Hello, 888-900-1828, or visit AmericanFinancing.net.
NMLS 182334, NMLSConsumerAccess.org.
Mr. Chadsworth Osborne Jr., a.k.a. Tucker, isn't his, whatever that podcast or whatever that thing is he has, isn't he in partnership with Musk? I believe he is. So what will he do? What will he do? He's always calling out people who aren't loyal enough to Trump. I went and looked this guy up. You should have seen what he said about Trump in 1999 in a letter to Slate. Mark, you said never Trump. Yeah, that was about 6 hours. I've only explained that, 4,000 or 5,000 times, and I'm happy to explain it one more time. But I never, ever would or did say the kinds of things he said about our president. Horrific. To Slate, a left-wing goon operation. So what will it be? Who will he choose? I was talking to you before about sort of this subterranean effort that's going on. They're bringing in these Charles Koch people. Now, Charles Koch is a billionaire. His father was one of the main muckety-mucks at the John Birch Society. Charles Koch, his brother, was actually more of a conservative than libertarian, but he's a radical libertarian. And he has favored open borders in the past, and he still favors a massive migration. He hates our defense. So you see this fusion, as I use that word, between Soros and Koch, between Bernie Sanders, Tlaib, Omar, and Tucker Carlson. Same views, foreign policy, same views of Islam, that is Islamist terrorists, not Islam, and the same views of Jews in Israel, which is really horrendous. That's not MAGA. They're trying to hijack MAGA. That's not MAGA, make America great again, by making Iran nuclearized. I don't think that's how that works. Maybe I'm missing something, but I'm not. So what will he do? What will the Tucker do? He'll do nothing. He'll be a hypocrite. But I was talking about this subterranean movement that's taking place where they're taking these Charles Koch guys, I call them Charles Kochheads. They are obliterating at the National Security Council, they are obliterating anybody who served in the first Trump term, not everybody, but almost everybody. They're obliterating out of there anybody with a traditional view of national security. In other words, it's not an insane isolationist kook. And they're targeting anybody who has supported Israel over Iran. That's what they're doing. I have their names list here, but I've been urged not to use them by some of the people on the list because they don't want to get burned. They're afraid. I'm not afraid of any of that. I don't care. So this is going on. I don't even think the president has any notion it's going on because it's sort of done at the staff level.
You did last night.
But it's taking place. Now, one of these cokeheads is getting another senior position at the Pentagon. Now, these cokeheads have been all over the Pentagon. They tried to take out Hegseth. So I don't know who's forcing these cokeheads into the Pentagon, these cokeheads at the National Security Council. But I'm telling you now, they are populating these key points, Now, how do I know? It's in the newspaper. How else would I know? I see it. Terrible. Terrible. Now, as for this battle between Trump and Trump and Musk, my position on this bill has been clear. We got to get these tax cuts in. Now, I know you've got some of these drama kings and drama queens who say we need to cut more. I don't have a problem with it, so go cut it. So why don't they cut it? You and I aren't resisting the cuts. Go ahead and cut it. Cut it! Cut the damn thing! But they can't. Why? They don't have the votes. So what the hell's the president supposed to do? He wants to get the Border Patrol everything it needs and ICE. He wants to build up the military in the face of the threats we have. He wants to get the tax cuts for blue-collar individuals, middle class, lower middle class individuals, people who work with their hands, in other words. He wants to cut the taxes on Social Security recipients. He's got a lot of good things in there that he ran on. But he's not Congress. And so the Republicans in the House are not going to give him what he'd love to have, and neither are the Republicans in the Senate. You know, ladies and gentlemen, and I'm going to talk about this on Saturday's Life, Liberty, and Levin, I've decided as well. Ladies and gentlemen, some of these people have been there for decades in Congress, and then they wring their hands. You got to cut more. So who's stopping you? The people who listen to this program want you to cut more. So go ahead, cut it. But they don't. And then they blame Trump and his bill. And then, of course, what else? If they don't get something through, and if this Republican coalition breaks, what happens next? What have we seen, Mr. Producer? You got to get Democrats, right? And then what happens? Bigger spending, no tax cuts. It's a disaster. So the people who are criticizing this, it's okay from a philosophical point of view, but from a practical point of view, they've got nothing. They've got nothing. I'm telling you now, if you can do it, do it. Listen to me. Do it. But they can't. They don't have votes. So if they don't pass this, it's going to be something worse. Now, I have the answer. Those of you who have listened all these years, I have the answer. The Convention of States. We've gotten behind the Convention of States. Our buddy Mark Meckler and his fantastic group wrote an entire book on the Liberty Amendments. I don't remember any of these people squawking now, taking any active role in pushing this. Not Rand Paul, not Thomas Massey, nobody. You got a billionaire in Florida who used to live in Chicago, Ken something or other, Ken Griffin or something, Mr. I forget his name. He's, I posted on him. I think he's only worth like 45 or 50 billion. So he chips in and he says, way too much spending in this. Hey, pal, well, is it Griffin, Ken Griffin? This guy's building reportedly 100,000 square foot estate. And he says, look, these tax cuts, you know, they're going to create, tax cuts, Ken, right? For people who earn tips, overtime, those people, 100,000 square foot estates on the ocean, ladies and gentlemen, maybe I'm off by 10,000, who cares? That's what revolutions are made of. That's where you're going, wait a minute. You're free to spend it. You have all the money in the world. But you have to understand how people look at you and it. So he's lecturing. There's way too much debt here. Hey, Kenny, we know there's way too much debt. Have you gotten behind the Convention of States movement? No, you haven't. Not as far as I know. Have you squawked about getting behind it? I haven't heard you. Where are you, Kenny? Because right now, you actually don't have a practical solution, do you? No, you don't. And by the way, the Democrats keep saying tax cuts for the billionaires. The richest man on earth, Elon Musk, doesn't like the bill. One of the richest men on earth, this guy Griffin, he doesn't like the bill. As best I can tell, the billionaires don't like it, and the little people do. Right? The problem is we don't have enough conservatives like you and me in Congress to do what needs to be done. And the framers were 100% right, particularly Mason, George Mason, one of the most underrated of all the delegates, and he was fantastic. He wrote the Virginia Declaration of Rights. And a lot of what he wrote was incorporated into the Declaration of Independence about 4 weeks later. And 2 days or so before the end of the convention, in Philadelphia, he brought up this issue of Article 5. You know, we have one way of amending the Constitution. It has to come from Congress, he said. And what if Congress is corrupt? How are the people going to fix this? And so he had to bring it up 3 times, and 2 days before the end of the convention, he effectively said, hey, fellas, don't take your wigs off yet. Don't leave yet. We got to fix this Article 5. And they added it. And then John Dickinson of Pennsylvania, one of the most active delegates, he said, okay, fine, but we don't want the Constitution easily amended. And so they agreed there. And in both cases, we need 2/3 of Congress in the one case, or 2/3 of the state legislatures in the other case, and 3/4 of the states for ratification in both cases. And that's how you got Article 5. But the second part of Article 5 is never used, ever. And so I've been really hyper about this. Meckler and his group, fantastic group, 5 million active members. We've been hyper about this. And under the radar, we've got like 24 state legislatures that have gone for it, that have supported it. And you don't even hear about it. You don't hear about it from Republicans. You don't hear about it from billionaires. You don't hear about it from anybody. And so you're going to hear about it from me as you are now. I'm going to deal with it on Saturday. And I'm going to keep hitting it. That's how the rubber hits the road. If you really believe in doing something about it, then let's do it. You want it. You've supported it. I know that as a matter of fact. We have a lot of movements that we've pushed here, including the Tea Party movement, the Convention of States movement. We got behind the Trump presidency after the 2016 Republican primaries were all completed. He's thanked me for that. I don't need to pat myself on the head. I don't deserve it. You do. And of course, this last election, you folks were fabulous. Fabulous. I'll be right back.
Mark Lopin. News Talk 105.9 WMAL, making sense of the news.
Sponsored by Rumble. From spicy podcasts to wild live streams, there's always something new on Rumble. Watch, comment, and connect with a real community that's actually awake. Comment in the live chat and talk directly to your favorite streamers. Rumble provides you with your daily dose of uncensored fun, facts, and fire. Download the Rumble app from your Apple Play or Google Play Store today. Choose an open internet and free expression. Choose rumble.com today.
Clarity and context for a complex world.
I'm going to be far more thorough and specific than ever before.
News Talk 105.9. Making sense of the news.
Huge news. Right now at Wendy's, you can get a Son of Baconator for just $3. I don't think you understand this situation. The Son of Baconator is only $3 for a limited time. You know, smoked bacon, rich melted cheese. That Son of Baconator is only $3. Thank you to whoever wished upon that star. For bacon that just won't quit, gotta be Wendy's.
U.S. price and participation may vary. Prices may be higher in Alaska and Hawaii, not valid in a combo or on third-party delivery platforms.
Hi, I'm Jamie McMurray, professional race car driver here with cab driver Artie.
Professional cab driver.
Sorry, professional cab driver Artie. Drinking responsibly is knowing your limits. If you are over yours, ask Artie or someone like Artie to get you home safely. To learn more about drinking responsibly, go to beforeyoudrink.org.
So, you think I could take your number 26 Crown Royal race car for a spin?
Did you get out of there?
Be a champion. Drink responsibly. This message has been brought to you by the Century Council.
Bright Focus Foundation's Alzheimer's Disease Research Program is paving the way for a cure. Learn about symptoms, diagnosis, and breakthrough research at brightfocus.org or call us at 1-855-345-6237 for free resources.
Making sense of the headlines, making sense of your world. WMAL's Vince Colonnades.
Thank you for all you do on the radio show.
What a nice call. Thank you very much.
Weekdays, noon to 3. News Talk 105.9. WMAL, making sense of the news.
The FIFA World Cup 26 is coming to North America next summer. It's the ultimate celebration of sports and culture and an opportunity to elevate your company. Get closer to where business meets the beautiful game with a premium hospitality package. Build partnerships in the best seats and suites. Achieve goals over world-class food and beverage. Get closer to wins on and off the pitch. Book a package at FIFAWorldCup.com/hospitality.
Folks have been shouting from the rooftops for years. The only way we save this republic is standing up, speaking out, fighting back. And guess what? We're finally seeing it happen. There's momentum towards common sense, but we can't take it for granted. This country doesn't fix itself. It takes people who care, people who are willing to stand up and be counted. We can't do it alone. Without all of our voices being heard, we're in trouble. That's why I'm calling on you to join AMAC. Go to amac.us/Levin, amac.us/Levin. Join the Association of Mature American Citizens. AMAC is the conservative alternative to that other organization. For as low as $12 a year, $1 a month, you get a subscription to their fantastic magazine, incredible discounts and benefits, free resources, and most importantly, a community of patriots like you who are fed up. The Association of Mature American Citizens is fighting for you, for faith, family, freedom. That's what they stand for, and that's what America needs right now. Visit amac.us/Levin, amac.us/Levin.
Making sense of your world.
Thank you for what you do.
News Talk 105.9 WMAL.
You give me hope.
Making sense of the news. WMAL. Making sense of the roads. Because traffic doesn't always follow the pattern. Download the WMAL app to stream us for free.
Man, oh man, Chevy. So, I know people want to really work over this Trump-Elon Musk thing. I'm going to step back a little bit. I think that President Trump's being very unfairly treated, as a matter of fact. But we shall see how this works out, and hopefully it'll, what do they say? It'll fly over, it'll get over, they'll be over with it. Because it's not helpful. And of course, the Democrats now love Elon Musk. Aren't they sick? Yeah, I think they're sick. Let's listen to this Katie Turd on MSLSD today, just to see how this works. Go ahead, Mr. Producer.
What do the Democrats do with someone like Elon Musk, given how powerful he is? Do they keep trying to push him off to the sidelines, given how erratic he is, given his, I mean, there's been a lot over the past year. Or do they try to recruit him back into the fold? Because again, that money with our campaign finance laws, which I think are broken and should be amended, that money really matters.
Is this woman a journalist? What is she? What is she? I'm just curious. You know, I don't sleep a lot at night, quite frankly. I just don't. 3 hours, 4 hours tops. It's not good, but it is the way I'm made. But that woman could put me to sleep with her voice. Just could. And her vapidness. Go ahead.
With AI firms now backing prominent Republican races because they think Republicans are going to give them a better shot at fewer regulations.
You know, I'm going to respond in a way that isn't about the money. Okay, the Democrats have to be a big tent party. That means taking in disaffected Republicans.
Big tent. The Marxists, the Trotskyites, the Maoists, and the Leninists. That's their big tent. I'll be right back.
Oh, this is fucking hilarious.
Pure Talk, my wireless company, a veteran-led company, believes every man and woman who has faithfully served this country deserves to proudly fly an American flag that was made in America. That's why Pure Talk is on a mission to give an allegiance flag, the highest quality American flag ever, to 1,000 U.S. veterans in time for the patriotic holidays. Switch your cell phone service to Pure Talk today. Know that you're supporting a company that will be providing these high-quality flags made in America to deserving veterans with plans from just $25 a month for unlimited talk, text, and plenty of data. You can enjoy America's most dependable 5G network while cutting your cell phone bill, in many cases, in half. The average Pure Talk family saves over $1,000 a year. Just dial pound 250, say the keyword Mark Levin, and Pure Talk's U.S. customer service will get you switched hassle-free in as little as 10 minutes. Again, dial pound 250 and say Mark Levin to switch to a wireless company that supports our veterans. Switch to Pure Talk.
On the BW Parkway northbound at Greenbelt, traffic is slow from Nats and Goddard to 198.
Oh,
In
this is
Montgomery County, on
hilarious.
the inner loop of the Beltway, stop and go between Rockville Pike and George Avenue. In Prince George's County, outer loop of the Beltway is slow from Medical
Tiffany's
Center
getting
Drive
roasted
to,
in Vegas
202
by me.
Service Road.
And so isn't
Into
JC.
Tyson's on the inner loop of the Beltway, jammed up between 123 and the GW Parkway. And the outer loop of the Beltway in Alexandria is very slow from the Van Dorn Street exit to the Wilson Bridge. And now from GarageDoorRepair.com, the WMAL Stormwatch 7 forecast.
Tonight, patchy fog possible, mostly cloudy with a low around 67. Tomorrow, partly sunny with highs in the 80s.
Buying a new car might make you say things like,
Oh.
I can't believe it.
Seriously?
Why am I
Stalks?
laughing?
Is this real life?
Yeah, it's real life, all right.
But what you really need to say is something that can protect your new ride.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Yep, we're here to help you choose the coverage you need. So just remember, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
State Farm, Bloomington, Illinois.
Hi, I'm James McMurray, professional race car driver here with cab driver Artie.
Professional cab driver.
Sorry, professional cab driver Artie. Drinking responsibly is knowing your limits. If you are over yours, ask Artie or someone like Artie to get you home safely. To learn more about
I'm going to
drinking
give you something to
responsibly,
talk
go to
about, JC.
40race.org.
So, you think I could take your number 26 Crown Royal Racecraft for a spin?
Did you get out of there?
Be a champion. Drink responsibly. This message has been brought to you by the Century Council.
Around the clock updates and uncommon understanding.
Listen to this, because this stuff is going on behind the scenes and you don't know about it.
News Talk 105.9. Making sense of the news.
Bright Focus Foundation's Alzheimer's Disease Research Program is paving the way for a cure. Learn about symptoms, diagnosis, and breakthrough research at brightfocus.org or call us at 1-855-345-6237 for free resources.
You can have more money and less problems after you listen to Joe Saul Sehi,
Bam.
and OG. I'm ready to buckle down, guys. On Stacking Benjamins, financial literacy without the stress.
I told OG before we started recording how much fun we're going to have.
Follow and listen on your favorite platform.
Gold is hitting record highs, and smart Americans are taking action. They turn to the top-rated precious metals company, Goldco, who has placed over $3 billion in gold and silver. So, call Goldco now at 855-GOLD-IRA to claim your free 2025 gold and silver kit and find out how you too can help protect your savings with gold and silver. Plus, if you qualify, you could get unlimited bonus silver, tax and penalty free. Don't miss out. Call 855-GOLD-IRA. That's 855-GOLD-IRA.
Bravo TV star Lala Kent holds nothing back.
I think the boundaries are getting a little unboundaried, but that's fine.
From relationships
It's grabbing coffee with your friends. That is
right up my alley.
Right?
to business and beyond.
Where there's history, true friendships, but it's fine. I've also been a rat. I'm obsessed with her. I hate her. Literally the exact same feeling.
You really want to party?
You have to have the perfect combination.
Give them Lala. Follow and listen on your favorite platform.
As a business owner, it's important to keep your business connected.
Why even announce that you blocked somebody? I see everything you post, JC. Yo, Wigan. If you didn't treat me the way you did, I wouldn't be using that clone right now. I wouldn't be doing that. But yeah.
Making sense of the news. Making sense of
You don't get along well with others. Gotti hates my guts, but he made that avatar for me. I'm having a lemon bar. These are made Luna. These are made in Canada.
America's mentor of conservatism. Call now at 877-381-3811.
Mm-hmm. I'd be here. All good. Let's see here. Hold on there. Here we go. Yeah. These are dangerous times, America. Just turn on the TV. It doesn't take much. Crime is high. The border was open, so all kinds of criminals and would-be criminals, terrorists have come into this country. The justice system controlled by radical left-wing judges who don't believe in deporting people who believe they should interfere with the president's decisions. You've got Soros prosecutors, Soros judges. You got all kinds of crap going on in our judicial system. Law-abiding Americans like you, well, you're free game. You're the hunted. I never thought I would see anything like this. I'm sure you didn't either. But that's why I trust my Byrna, BYRNA. Hello, BYRNA, and their new compact launcher. They call it the CL. The Byrna CL is one of the smallest non-lethal pistols in the world, about the size of your smartphone. But boy, does it carry a punch. For you techies out there, it fires a 61 caliber kinetic and chemical round. We're available at up to 400 feet per second with 41 joules of stopping power per square inch. What does that mean? That means it's a hell of a pistol. It can stop threats cold without using deadly force. What does it mean? It means it's legal in all 50 states. No permits, no background checks. And here's the best part, it ships directly to your home. Help be prepared to defend yourself and loved ones without the many complexities that occur, even when you defend yourself and there's a homicide. Made in America with over 80% of its components U.S. sourced and hand-assembled in Fort Wayne, Indiana. Go to Byrna.com. That's BYRNA.com. Hello, Byrna.com. All right. Let's do this. Let's see here, America. I'm getting there. Give me a second. All right, Mr. Producer. Let's go to this. We did Katie Turd over there at MSLSD. She doesn't know how to ask a question.
MSLSD says.
Let's see. Let's go to Representative Rosa DeLauro. Now, I don't know about you folks, but I find her to be one of the most attractive members of the House. Don't you, Mr. Producer? Uh-oh, you can't say that on the air, you know. Yes, I would say so. Stunningly so. Cut 5, go.
Medicaid is about children. It's about the disabled. It's about low-wage workers.
No. It's about able-bodied men and women in their 20s sitting on the sofa and watching TV. It's about illegal aliens, that is foreigners from all over the world who aren't supposed to be here getting free medical care. That's what it's about for you Democrats. When it comes to the actual law, the disabled, certain low-wage earners, children, and seniors, that's what the Republicans are defending. Go ahead.
It's about seniors. And they're going to cut Medicaid, and given where they're going with the deficit.
Shut up, moron. You're as stupid as you look. May I say that, Mr. Producer, without causing a problem? You're as stupid as you look. And then this guy, Chris Murphy, Connecticut, what the hell's wrong with you? The show me state. All right, the guy showed you. This guy's on every network all the time. He doesn't do a damn thing. Maybe that's a good thing. Chris Murphy, everybody. This guy looks like dead worn over. They had to create an entire new racial class for this guy. Transparent. The guy.
Colin, you're repeating everything Jay-Z just fucking said over in her chat or in Vegas chat. She blocks me and then she talks. So there you go. What's the matter, pussy boy? Huh? Your little girlfriend, JC, she's in a world of hurt. You're the best that she's going to send over here? Colin? Huh? We'll see. We'll see, Colin.
And for the bottom 40%, you don't pay any federal income taxes. Did you know that in America?
Here, Colin, I'll let everybody see your fucking comment since you want to retract it.
Zero. So how do you get poor?
Doesn't do any good retracting.
How do you get poor? I'm curious. You pay no federal income taxes if you're in the bottom.
JC called me a hunchback. She's 6 feet tall and she weighs 250 fucking pounds. She's a big girl.
Go ahead.
Of 270,000.
JC's a large woman.
Security and Medicare, that sort of stuff. Federal income tax.
And I can prove it.
Go ahead.
Wants that. That's super unpopular. So how do you get that done? You distract people by making them think that they're at war with other Americans.
By the way, notice whoever the fraud is at MSNBC. Nobody wants that. That's super unpopular. So how do you get that done? You distract people by making them think they're at war with the other Americans, making them think
It's
there's
working.
something to fear from. Shut up, you moron! You don't even make any sense. You sound like Tucker Carlson, quite honestly. You sound like Chadsworth. You're rambling.
There you
It's
go,
true.
Colin. Your girlfriend Queen T
Doesn't
is
make
in
sense.
Vegas. Go fucking talk to her.
But then again, that's what Democrats and I don't know, some of these other people do. Tom Cotton, he's very rational. He's a good man. One of the best of the senators as far as I'm concerned. President Trump says, all right, look,
Fucking joint
I'm
bill.
sick and tired of people coming to this country from war-torn countries, from terrorist countries. We can't vet them. If there's nobody to talk to, we can't get accurate information. They're coming into our country. No more. So here's 12 countries. You're not coming in unless we can vet you. And even then, we may not let you in. And by the way, if they come in, then we'll have the judges. Wait a minute. Just because they're mass murderers and just because they were convicted in their home country doesn't mean you can deport them without due process. And there's 712 family members. They get to stay too. What is this? Medieval times? That's 7. Go.
I commend the president for implementing this badly needed and overdue ban on countries where we really can't vet anyone. Countries have a history of known violence and terrorism. Take, for instance, Haiti and Somalia. You have gang violence that is basically controlling all of Haiti. You have Islamic terrorism across Somalia. And what does it even mean to vet someone from those countries? There's no governing institutions there that can do background checks. This has long been a lie from the left wing about how we're going to do background checks on the
No, Senator, no. I heard on MSLSD it's about race. It's about race. Trump is a racist. The Republicans are racist. Notice it's only the third world. Well, yes, because that's where terrorism and civil war is. I'm sorry. Should we call it something else? Should we call it the extremely advanced civil societies? No, I don't think we should. It's racist. No, it's not racist. You know, we're just not blind to what goes on in these countries, and we can't vet people. You know, racist is letting people in the country. You don't know a damn thing about them. And most of them, not all, please, not all, but most of them wind up in metropolitan areas. That's where they think the jobs are. And they do their thing. You know, we had JR calling from South Carolina last night. And this beautiful young lady who has kids.
Real smart, Queen T.
These subhuman scumbags.
I'm not going to talk to you in third person.
They drive behind her from Honduras, illegal aliens from the age of 13 to 21. Poor things. They pull up next to her in her car and they execute her. And then they can't get in the car to steal the car. And then they move on and they rob like a 7-Eleven or something. Well, who's going to pick the lettuce, Mr. Producer? You going to pick the lettuce? Well, neither are they. Neither are they going to pick the lettuce. In the Oval Office today, President Trump is with the President of Germany, Friedrich Merz. Merz? Remember Merz on the...
Merz.
Lucien Ball show? Lucy? Oh, I love Lucy, it was. The Merzes. No, this guy's name is Merz, M-E-R-Z. You know, it's like Walls without the T. Waltz? No, it's not Waltz. It's Walls. Oh, excuse me. By the way, whatever happened to our buddy Mike Waltz? I love that guy. He's a real hero. Green Beret. Was great on Fox. Was a great congressman. He was going to be a great national security guy, I thought. Whatever happened to him?
Queen T doesn't know the difference between the words are and is.
We have found out all the disloyal guys. We're bringing in all the cokeheads. Yeah, that's right. The Charles Cokers, cokeheads, whatever. And of course, how can they be loyal when Charles Koch was opposed to the election of Donald Trump? It just is stunning to me. Stunning. Here's Trump in the Oval Office reminding Merz that tomorrow, June 6th, is D-Day, the anniversary of D-Day. This is funny. Cut 8, go.
May I remind you that we are having June 6th tomorrow. This is D-Day anniversary, when the Americans once ended the war in Europe. And I think this is in your hand in specific, in ours.
That was not a pleasant day for you?
No, that was not a pleasant. Well, in the long run, Mr. President, this was the liberation of my country from Nazi dictatorship. So, and we know what we owe you. But this is the reason why I'm saying that America is again in a very strong position to do something on this war and ending this war.
Mm-hmm. And if Iran gets nukes, what's the big deal? Yeah, it's okay. And if you oppose Iran getting nukes, obviously there's something very wrong with you. Something terrible. Yes. You're going to cause World War III. Because the entire world will be against us, insisting that Iran get nukes. You've heard this, haven't you? Oh, yes. Brilliant. I'll be right back.
News Talk 105.9 WMAL, making sense of the news.
Hi, I'm Jamie McMurray, professional race car driver here with cab driver Artie. Professional cab driver Artie. Drinking responsibly is knowing your limits. If you are over yours, ask Artie or someone like Artie to get home safely.
I'm going to leave and go cook me dinner, but I posted a link. If anybody wants to come up real quick, you're welcome to come up. I'll give it a few minutes, and then I'm gonna shut this down and go do my kitchen shit.
The doctor's office that accidentally mixed up.
I'm getting in a habit where when I'm doing that, I don't even look at this shit.
The power company that mistakenly cut your
Might do a
service
cooking show though. We'll see.
And the hotel that lost your reservation has your passport number. You need LifeLock because your personal info is
Here's the link.
that can expose you to
There's
identity thieves.
6 lurkers.
LifeLock monitors hundreds of millions of data points every second. Your
Colin
identity is
sees
stolen,
one of
they'll
them.
fix it. Guaranteed or your money back. Save up to 40% with promo code
What's the matter,
NEWS at
Colin?
LifeLock.com.
There he is again. There he is. Hurry up. Retract your comment. Hurry up. Hurry up, Colin. Retract it. Did you retract it? Yeah, you retracted it. Well, it doesn't do you any good because right there it is. Is that what you want me to do? Right. So, Billy Hayden, have you used all that water from the steam that has come from your ears? Oh, you're so funny, Colin. Oh, you're so funny. What a fucking corny prick you are. What a dumb fuck you are, Colin. You really are a stupid fucker. Colin, wait, you're 5 hours ahead of me, Colin, right? You live in England. And right now it's 7:49 Eastern. I'm on the East Coast in America. So 5 plus 8 would put you where? So it's 1 o'clock your time. And here you are. Why are you even in my chat? Why you come here? If you don't like me, why you come here? If JC doesn't like me, why does she rerun why did she do it again last night? How was her content? She's so fucking bored. She said it the other day. She wanted me, Gotti, and Wiggin up on her panel. She is bored. Guitar J, you're a punk motherfucker. Why don't you come on up here? All right, I'll let you play it. You sit up there, oh, he's out of wind. Look at that. He's out of wind. You guys just sit there and you fucking run your suck fuck. You don't dare. Al Wiggin, when he'd stream, well, you guys don't dare come here. Don't dare come here. Well, he's a buddy fucker. Wiggin doesn't care about the deaths on September 11th, 2001. That aggravates me to no end. That's very disturbing. Thanks, Gotti, for making that avatar for me.
But DC politicians want to change that with the Durbin Marshall credit card bill. This bill lets corporate mega stores pick how your credit card is processed, allowing them to use untested payment networks that jeopardize your data security and rewards. Tell Congress to guard your card because Americans lose when politicians choose. Learn more at guardyourcard.com.
Now Queen T wants to talk about my dick measuring low. Would you come on up there, you black nigger? There's white niggers and there's black niggers. You're a black nigger. I don't think YouTube's gonna shut me down for that word. If you fucking guys can use it in your music and everything, I should be able to use it. Otherwise, I wouldn't really use it. Right now, I'm only using it because of this right here, because of how you fuckers see. Yeah.
That's ethos.com/legacy.
Angie, if these people hate you, why you shake your tail feathers in their fucking face anyways? Listen to you. Do you know what you sound like up on that panel when you do that, Angie? Do you not listen to other people and what they comment about you?
We are posting our first hour Tucker Exposed for each of you to enjoy and listen to over and over and over again. Share with family, friends, even strangers. And this is round one. I suspect it'll be many rounds, and that's okay by me. It's okay by me. 5 days a week, 3 hours a day. This is where I be. You know what? I'm a poet, and I didn't even know it. Did you know that, Mr. Producer? All right, what am I doing? Oh, folks, we're seeing something truly disturbing. Anti-Semitism. It's a cancer. It's metastasizing around the world, and sadly right here in America. Jewish schools are being targeted just with little kids. Synagogues are threatened. Families living in fear. Rabbis fear that they have to have pistols with them. Something we'd hope we'd never see again in our lifetimes. Many have never seen it before. And let me say this. Silence is not an option. This is the moment to take a stand. That's why I want to tell you about the International Fellowship of Christians and Jews, or IFCJ. They're on the front lines providing real help where it's needed most. They're giving food and shelter to Jewish families under threat, building bomb shelters for children, helping survivors of hate rebuild their lives. They don't just respond to crises. They work every day to help prevent it. To learn more about the International Fellowship of Christians and Jews, a fantastic group, and their life-saving work in Israel and around the world, go to levinforthefellowship.org. Hello, levinforthefellowship.org, Levin for thefellowship.org. Thank you. And God bless you. And ladies and gentlemen,
I'm hungry.
I'm hoping you're going to take a little trip during the break over
Must
to
be the paw.
Amazon and grab your pre-order of On Power. Now, I shared it with a friend of mine who's a tough marketer. And he said, I got through it in 2 days. There's a lot of information in there in a very tight space. And page after page, this is what he said, was not only compelling. Out of all your books, I probably learned more from this book than any other book. I said, seriously? More liberty and tyranny in America? He said, yes. Yes. So I want you to encourage you, pre-order your copy. It's about $24. It'll be less than that by the time you actually receive it. Put a little note, the Father's Day card. Let your father or
union break,
or grandfather, or whomever know
dinner time.
It will be coming. And $24, you can't even get a dinner for that, a Father's Day dinner. So this will be a wonderful little add-on to give it dinner, to give it lunch, or whatever you wish. So if the father, or grandfather, or husband in your life is a fan of this show, or if they're smart and they like to learn things,
Colin, you really are a dork.
This is the book.
Are you gay, Colin? Seriously, are you gay? You ever have a woman?
Basically the center of all these.
I don't think you've ever been with a woman, Colin. I really don't. You guys want to talk about me? Fucking, you know, insinuate shit. Colin, I don't think you've ever been with a woman. I think you've been alone most of your life. Don't know what you did for work. No, something weird about you people in England. There's something fucking strange about you English people. There really is.
And I said, I don't know.
I don't know what it is.
These are going to be soft. He said, no, this one's going to be.
You know, I don't really. I might have English in me, but it's from many generations ago.
So on.
Yeah.
You go to Amazon.com and grab your copy. I hope you will. And again, it's in terms of a gift and having lasting value, it's really quite de minimis if you think about it. 24.
I mean, for God's sakes, the village I live in
It always does.
is named after a guy who signed the Constitution and wrote the preamble.
All right.
And Shannon wants to say, I don't know.
One of the great sites. Phone records show Columbia protesters, self-proclaimed Jew hater, had direct link to Hamas. Wow. Sounds like a member of the Democrat Party.
Coffee man, there's something wrong with that girl.
It's a piece written by
She's fucking out there.
Hamilton, a self-proclaimed Jew.
I mean, you cannot, you don't have to like Trump. She blocks everybody and then she fucking wants to talk to him. Hey, chatters. I'm Queen T.
Wow.
That fucking great big gap in her teeth.
Process and make sure the family can stay. Tariq Bazarak.
I think there's more about Tammy we don't know.
Was a member of a chat group that received regular updates from Abu Obida, the official spokesperson for the brigades, according to allegations in federal.
Coffee man, can you pronounce Arab names other than Abdul?
Tariq Bazarak. The accusation is the first evidence of an advocate.
She looks like she's been greased one too many times.
Taking action during protests on the university campus. You know, that's a strange way to put it. You only need one or two getting direct information from Hamas. They're the ringleaders. They're not going to say, hey, there's 3,000 of them out there. Hey, we at Hamas, let's get it to all three. Doesn't work that way. Never has. You get it to the leaders, and the leaders execute. Now, this bastard, 20 years old, was not a Columbia student. Also, frequently wore the green headband used by Hamas terrorists. Boasted to friends about having relatives overseas who were part of the terror group. Prosecutors claim in a letter filed with the court. While on Columbus's campus during protests in April 2024, he allegedly texted a pal saying he lit a flare and considered lighting someone on fire. This is a big thing. They really enjoy the Islamists lighting people on fire. That there were too many people around for him to take on. Otherwise, he would have hurted one. No, hurted them. He would have hurted them. I think he sounds like a Columbia University student. Columbia University said it has no record of him being on campus and wanted to be clear this individual is not affiliated with our university. Well, maybe you should actually determine who's on university grounds. Has that occurred to the rocket scientists and brain surgeons that are being trained at Columbia University? He was born and raised in New York. Yeah, okay, great. I'll be right back.
Making sense of your world.
Thank you for your clear insight.
News Talk 105.9 WMAL.
This is a major wake-up call.
Making sense of the news.
Thirsty for the most refreshing refreshment the world has ever known? Come to McDonald's. For just $1.99, you can slow sip a small strawberry banana smoothie, caramel frappe, frozen Fanta blue raspberry, and a whole lot of other drinks that are cooler than a penguin breakdancing. That's right, ice cold liquid elation for $1.99. So head to McDonald's because your drink is waiting. Sip, sip,
The doctor's office that accidentally mixed up your files has your social security number. The power company that mistakenly cut your service
Where
has
the fuck
your
is that
payment
picture
info.
at?
And the hotel that lost your reservation has your passport number. You need LifeLock because your personal info is in endless places that can expose you to identity thieves.
There
LifeLock
it
monitors
is.
hundreds
I
of
went
millions
by
of
it.
data points every second. If your identity is stolen, we'll fix it. Guaranteed or your money back. Save up to 40% with promo code NEWS at lifelock.com. Terms apply.
Making sense of the headlines. Making sense of your world. WMAL's Vince Colonnese.
Thank you for all you do on the radio show.
What a nice call. Thank you very much.
Weekdays noon to 3. News Talk 105.9 WMAL. Making sense of the news.
Everyone has a fave Wendy's Frosty flavor. And when you're choosing from chocolate or vanilla, it's not that hard. But now there's all new Frosty Swirls and Frosty Fusions. So try picking your fave from Oreo Brownie Fusion, Pop-Tarts Strawberry Fusion, Strawberry Swirl, Brownie Batter Swirl, Caramel Swirl, and Caramel Crunch Fusion. Not so easy now, huh? For a fresh way to Frosty, gotta be Wendy's. Open till midnight or later.
Participating U.S. Wendy's. Hours may vary by location. Oreo is a trademark of Mondelez International Group. Pop-Tarts is a trademark of Kellogg North America Co. LLC. Used with permission.
Today
Today's students are tomorrow's great thinkers and innovators. But right now, millions of kids don't have the supplies they need. Donor Shoes is a nonprofit that lets you support students and teachers in your community and beyond. Learn more at donorshoes.org.
WMAL-FM, Woodbridge, Washington, a Cumulus media station. Making sense of the news. News Talk 105.9.
It makes the camera, the light on here, it's weird.
Chainsaw to their friendship. I'm Lisa Lacera, Fox News. The war of words between President Trump and Elon Musk getting personal, with Musk accusing the president of being in the Epstein files, claiming that's the real reason they have not been made public. White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt responded a short time ago, writing, "This is an unfortunate episode from Elon, who is unhappy with the One Big Beautiful Bill because it does not include policies he wanted." Earlier today, the president appeared taken off guard by Musk's comments.
I've always liked Elon, and it's always very surprised. You saw the words he had for me, and he hasn't said anything about me that's bad. I'd rather have him criticize me than the bill, because the bill is incredible.
Musk has called the tax cut.
There's two things that'll drive Gotti off my panel. This picture and two guys kissing each other.
Health insurance. The president has been named in previously released Epstein documents as former President Clinton.
Yeah, I'm thinking of a joke I want to tell just to spite this fucking bitch right here. Just to spite this bitch. You want to see how far I'll go to there, Tammy? All right. Sunshine. This is a touch screen. It has a mouse in. If I touch the screen, I can. Hey, Tammy. You know why you got such big nostrils, Tammy? It's where God held you up when he spray painted you. Tammy, you know why the palms of your hand and the bottom of your feet are white? And that's where God hung you up after he was done spray painting you. Now look at that fucking thing. Huh? Raccoon eyes, ebony and ivory, ebony. Kiss me, coffee man. Coffee man, kiss me, coffee man. Coffee man, I got big, luscious lips. Kiss these fuckers. I'm laughing and it's not even funny, but it is to me. Oops. Yeah. Why is your mouth open, Wiggin? And why is Charlie smiling? That's exactly what I was thinking. I wanted him to kiss you on the fucking cheek saying thanks for the blowjob. Now that's funny. For once, fucking God, he does what he's told. I didn't really tell. I asked him to do it.
MAL traffic and weather from the Hadid Carpet Cleaning Traffic Center. 295 in Arlington.
You think JC would let me in her chat with that clone?
Now to the Beltway in Virginia. In the loop in Tyson's, jammed up between 123 and the GW Parkway. The outer loop of the Beltway in Merrifield was slow from Arlington Boulevard to Gallows Road. Also on the outer loop of the Beltway in Alexandria. Very slow from the Eisenhower Avenue connector to the Wilson Bridge. In southbound 95 in Norton, it's jammed up between the Lorton exit and 123. And now from GarageDoorRepair.com, the WMAL Storm Watch 7 forecast.
Tonight, patchy fog possible, mostly cloudy with a low around 67. Tomorrow, partly sunny with highs in the 80s.
Pay rent with Built to earn flexible transferable points and unlock exclusive benefits. There's no cost to join, and just by paying rent, you unlock flexible points that can be transferred to your favorite hotels and airlines, a future rent payment, your next Lyft ride, and more. When you pay rent through Built, you unlock two powerful benefits. First, you earn one of the industry's most valuable points on rent every month. No matter where you live or who your landlord is, your rent now works for you. Second, you gain access to exclusive neighborhood benefits in your city. Built's neighborhood benefits are things like extra points on dining out, complimentary post-workout shakes, free mats or towels at your favorite fitness studios, and unique experiences that only Built members can access. And when you're ready to travel, Built points can be converted to your favorite miles and hotel points around the world, meaning your rent can literally take you places. So if you're not earning points on rent, my question is, what are you waiting for? Start paying rent through Built and take advantage of your neighborhood benefits by going to joinbuilt.com/WWO. That's JOINBILT.com/WWO. Make sure to use so they know we sent you. Join built.com/WWO to sign up for
Gorilla
Built today.
Fury.
Dedication isn't born in the light of day. It's carved in the quiet hours before the world blinks awake. At Boar's Head, we rise with a mission to deliver craftsmanship
Oops,
worthy of
wrong
our
one.
table. A slice of something special folded into every moment.
Hurry up, because I'm going to go make dinner. I'm going to end the stream, come back later. I might lay down and take a nap. So, you having fun with that fucking picture? Anybody else? Copy Man says I'm having too much fun, so I better leave. Watch this. All right. If I do this,